I'm visiting here today with Yael Katz. She is the co-founder of Braincheck. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So I'm curious your journey in life. What brought you to uh, co-founding the company Braincheck? And most of the time when co-founders come together, they're trying to solve a problem. What exactly is the problem that you were setting out to uncover the solution for?
Yeah. So if a person has a concern that they're losing their memory or not able to think as clearly as they used to, it's actually very difficult to ascertain whether that is something real that one has to be concerned about or something that's in their mind. And it's because it requires, not only going to the doctor, but, several series of referrals really in order to get a cognitive assessment. And so my co-founder, David Eagleman, and I decided to digitize cognitive tests. And what we intended to do was democratize cognitive health to give everybody who is upstream of the neuropsychologist insight into how their brain is performing.
So when you were before you stepped into this arena, though, you were already working in clinical in the hospital systems, or
Not really, actually. So my background, so I have physics, neuroscience, and then biological informatics, as they call it. It's
okay,
basically looking at how information is processed by biological systems. And then I spent a little bit of time in management consulting, which is a really good place to go if you don't know exactly where you want to be. And then I was part of the early team at a tech company in New York City called JW Player. And subsequent to that, I was just looking for, where can I make a difference? Where can I apply my skills to solve an important problem? And that's kind of in a roundabout way how I came to doing Braincheck. I met David a little bit randomly, actually, and we decided to turn this idea that actually came originally out of his lab at Baylor College of Medicine into a company.
well, when you so when you started this out, you must have been somewhat nervous.
Nope,
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 you had
not
clients from day
nervous.
one, or
No, oh, no clients at all. Are you kidding?
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so you are truly an
So,
entrepreneur
yeah.
then.
No, I
Uh,
mean, I think that I definitely did not begin with kind of the end in mind. It was a meandering path to kind of get there. No, I think it's interesting with technology commercialization. So, in a certain way, it's the inverse problem of how a lot of traditional businesses start, right? So, it's kind of like, people are hungry. I'm going to start a pizza shop, give people food. It starts with the problem and then, propose a solution. Whereas with technology commercialization, oftentimes you have a technology that you develop and then you're asking like, what can this do? What problem can that solve? And I think that in our case, that was a lot of what we did.
so Yael, the company Braincheck's been around for about 5 years now.
Hmm.
Um, where are you at after 5 years of working at this? What stage is the company at right now?
Yeah. So in investor terms, we're post Series A. So essentially, we have a working business, which is very exciting. Finally, things are predictable and repeatable. And so specifically, our customers are doctors who are in private practice, so primary care and neurology practices and physician groups, and we have about 200 of them. So the company's going really well, and one of the statistics we're most proud of is our retention rate. So we have 98% retention rate. So we are acquiring customers quickly, and they really stick with us. They like what we have to offer. So the company is, you know, generating revenue and growing quickly.
Okay, so walk me through the process. I want to use your services for Braincheck. What would my process be with my physicians group?
Hmm. Yeah. So typically, what we would do is a demo for you, so show you how the product works, and depending on how large your organization is, we would either do that virtually over the web, or we'd come out and see you and do it in person. And your doctors would, get to try this out, and we would work with you to implement it in your group. So sometimes it's not the doctor who's actually administering the test. It's either a medical assistant, or sometimes the patients can actually take the test at home and the results are available for the doctor. And so it would show the reporting, and we have an admin dashboard for um, different people in your office. So we'd show all of that to you, and then you're gonna like it so much, you're gonna go ahead and buy it. And it's a subscription. There's a subscription, and then depending on how much you use, there's also a volume-based pricing. So we would set you up with all of that.
And so essentially you're identifying the different cognitive brain disorders or for diagnosis and treatment with the
Uh,
doctors group or what?
Sort of. So you can kind of think about us as a like a thermometer for brain health. So we're basically measuring how well a person's performing in different cognitive domains. And so, there's a whole bunch of different modalities that a person has, different types of memory, executive function, visual attention, and so forth. And so basically, we have these different tasks that a person has to complete, and we measure speed and accuracy on those tasks. And based on that, we can basically determine how well a person's performing according to their own baseline over time, tracking over time, and then also comparing them to our normative database. So people who are normal and healthy for their age, and based on that, determine how are they performing in these different modalities, and then the doctor takes that information and uses it to make a diagnosis.
It seems like the uses for brain check are very far reaching.
Mhm.
When you talk about cognitive thinking, that we don't all think alike, we don't problem solve alike. You're addressing the diagnosis in a clinical
Mhm.
sense, but in the business or the entrepreneur sense,
Yeah.
there's also mindsets how you need to build diversity
Yeah.
and mindsets, and so do you have plans to reach into this other area?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So actually, that's been one of the biggest challenges with coming up with our business model. So because BrainCheck has so many uses, there are so many different things that BrainCheck can do, and it was really important for us to pick one
Yeah.
and to, really, as they say, hyper focus on one use case and not trying to do so many different things. So right now, at this stage in our company, we're focused squarely on healthcare and the clinical use case. So, when does a person have clinically significant impairment in different areas, that's our question, as opposed to optimizing one's brain, to become a better, I don't know, athlete or performer, or in a business sense, as you mentioned, to look at, different personality traits and, who's likely to succeed in different kinds of jobs. I think those are super interesting and something that I would love to do as a future direction in a few years, when we've got the clinical piece, up and, just really going. But right now we're squarely focused on the clinical use case.
I love it. I love it. I think you're into a real exciting area, and the more we advance in technology, I can see great things happening.
Yeah.
Yael, is there anything else you want for the listeners to know, or how does a person go about contacting you to sign up for
Yeah.
services?
So ask your doctor about brain check. I
Okay.
think that so many people have in the back of their mind, oh, I really wish that, I could get my brain checked. Sorry about the pun there. Or if you're worried about a family member, ask your doctor about brain check. And we would love to have your doctor contact us and show them a demo.
Been visiting here today with Yael Katz. She's a co-founder of Braincheck. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.